Okay, everyone, welcome to today's session. I think this is the first session of the Digital Asset Entrepreneurs Forum training. This is our first ever training, and this training is basically on the series of Mastering Digital Assets for Profit. This training begins the series of Mastering Digital Assets for Profit, and we're going to be covering for today how you could get started with understanding digital currencies, how digital currencies works, the risks involved in digital currencies, and how you can start making money from digital currencies right away. So I call this like a crypto 101 course. So what are you going to be learning in this course training in today's series? What are we going to be going through? There is a slide of what we're going to going through about me, the person presenting, the author, why this course, why I came up with this, what we hope to achieve with this. We're going to take through the evolution of money. Then we're going to answer the question, what the heck is cryptocurrency and why is it revolutionizing money? Say hello to Bitcoin, the rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, how you could open and use a Bitcoin wallet, also how you can generate passive income through cryptocurrency and grow your wealth to secure your financial future. We're going to be going through this within the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and I'm going to take whatever questions we have available on this topic for today. Now, you're all welcome for this connecting right now. You're welcome. This Digital Asset Entrepreneurs Forum. This is the first training we are holding on getting started with understanding digital currencies and how you can start making money from it. And this is the series of Mastering Digital Assets for Profit series. So there are various parts of this series which I uploaded on the group, but today's series is basically on Crypto 101. Getting started with understanding digital currencies and how you can start making money from it. So about me, what is who am I? I'm a digital assets investment consultant, which a digital assets entrepreneur. I'm a business coach and a life coach with an average of 10 years experience of leveraging the digital space, turning my failures into a full success blast. The first time I decided to start making money online was with a borrowed desktop computer with my immediate elder brother's computer in my father's bedroom. And it was an amazing experience because the first money I made online was just $5, and it took me 13 months. That's 1 full year and 1 month to make $5. That was the first experience I had making money online. That was 10 years ago. And after a couple of years of trying various things, I had no success. I had to like whack off. I had to just focus on my normal life. Moreover, I didn't have any responsibility by then. A young boy, I just needed to just focus on my studies and whatever. And a few years later, which is a few years ago, I decided to get back on track. And I got back on track, and I got it right this time, even after I still failed again. But this time I had so much responsibility, and the weight of my future was so much on me that I needed to focus. And even after making the mistakes about a year or two, I got it right, and I started making it. And within the past 2 years, I have spoken in various audiences, totaling over 10,000 persons. But in the statistics I actually came up with, from the record of the success stories and testimonies we have been getting, testimonials, I have currently helped over 100 persons find their feet back on track financially through leveraging the digital space, which these testimonies attached to my name increases on a daily basis, leaving significant impact in the life of people all over the world. I believe yours on this call could be next. So why this course? This course is basically designed to expose individuals to the concept of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and educate them on how to explore the world of this new generation technological advancement that is revolutionizing the financial sector of this world. Now, when you talk about digital asset, what is an asset? An asset is basically what puts in money into your pocket. So when we talk about digital asset, we're talking about digital things that puts money into your pocket, digital stuff that put money into your pocket. So when we having an ebook, that's a digital asset. When you have a content online, that's a digital asset. When you have a course, that's a digital asset. It's not just cryptocurrency that is digital asset, but for the sake of we are beginning in just cryptocurrencies, we are gonna for today and for a couple of weeks, we're gonna move into other various forms of digital assets and where you can make money online. But we're beginning with cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin, which is a digital asset. Like is topping the chart right now. And for you to understand this very well, you need to understand the evolution of money. Now, you need to understand the evolution of money. The popular economist Chris Dixon categorizes money to three categories. First of all, he refers to this as the commodity-based era of money. The commodity-based era of money from the trade by barter era down to the gold and the metal coins era, which we had. Robert Kiyosaki calls this the God form of money. This money was created by God. Was with us before we were born. Even as we are born, we are still making use of this money. In the nearest future, we will still be making use of God's own money, which is the commodity-based era of money. Then we have the paper-based era of money, and this is what Robert Kiyosaki also calls the paper-based era of money the government's money, because in this era of money, money moves at the speed of the government, the speed of the banks, because this is where the third parties are being put in question. This is where the third parties have gained power over monopoly of money. Because when people were doing transactions with metal coins, with silver, they're doing transactions with gold, there were certain things that were making bandits all over by the wayside, maybe consciously or by the fact of proxy or leaking of information. They get them on the road and they rob them of their gold, rob them of their precious things. So there was a need for a third party, and that's what gave birth to we had goldsmiths, and people decided to give their gold to goldsmiths, who holds in his gold billion and issues a paper certificate for them, certifying that so person has so amount of gold with me and he can do transaction with it. And one of the first countries to adopt the fiat era of money, which began the paper certificate era, is China. China was the first country to adopt that. China was the first country to move, and China was accumulating the gold and the precious stones and metals of a lot of these countries. Whichever is coming to the borders of China, you have to submit the quantity of gold you want to submit and receive the paper certificate. So that was gave over to the fiat era of money. And when Chris Dixon became the then president of the United States, he removed the gold standard from the dollar, making the dollar as worthless as anything, as fiat. So we have an ever increasing rate of inflation with our currencies, because for a country like us in Nigeria, when the country gets into debt, they print in more money, and when they print in more money, the gold reserve remains fixed. And with the gold reserve remaining fixed and then printing more money, therefore inflation is starting to catch up with the money. We have countries like Venezuela, we have countries like Colombia suffering great inflation in the fiat era of money. But money has moved within the past 20 years. Money have moved. Personally, in our country, we have an average of about 14 to 15 years. But in first world countries, over the past 20 years, money has moved into what we call digital money. And we are in the digital era of money. This is the era Chris Dixon refers to as a mathematical-based era of money. But this is the era whereby Robert Kiyosaki calls cyber money. Now, this is the era of where we are in money. The first aspect of digital money was being monopolized because the third parties, the banks, the institutions, the credit houses, the loan houses, the financial houses, the government were still in monopoly, and there's still a lot of friction with this system. So imagine using paper for transactions. If you are making use of paper for transaction and you got like a fake accusation of fraud on your account, paper can decide to frozen your account, and if they're frozen your account, you can't do nothing except you write till whenever they decide to. So the power of money is still with these folks, but there is a need for the power of money to be given back to individuals. And one of the possible ways it can be done is in the future of money. And what is the future of money? Is still in the era of digital money. The future of money in this digital money era is marrying software with currency. And that is what has given birth to cryptocurrency, the marriage of software and currency, whereby the monopoly of money and currency is no longer controlled by banks and governments, but now is controlled by software based on mutual and global community trusts. Now, that is the era we are in. But what the heck is this cryptocurrency, and why is it revolutionizing money? Cryptocurrency, or when we say, is simply put, is digital money. So this is why we say this is like the first asset. When we talk about digital assets, it's like the first thing we talk about before we start mentioning everything, because this is digital money. Crypto was taken from the word encryption. When you hear the word crypto, it refers to encryption, which means security. And when you hear the word currency, currency refers to money. So this can be called, as the name implies, secured money, or money designed cryptographically. So that is cryptocurrency. cryptocurrency, basically digital money or internet money. And it has certain future, it has certain characteristics which one of my papers. Number one is that it has a built-in scarcity, which is a fixed supply that gives it value over time. So it has built-in scarcity. There's a number amount of these cryptocurrencies that can ever be in circulation, that can ever be printed. It has a built-in scarcity. Then number two, just like I said earlier, it is not controlled by the government, but self-interested community giving the true power of money to its owners. So it is not controlled by the government, but self-interested community. So what controls this is the function of the laws of demand and supply. So it's the pure economics. So the more the demand for Bitcoin, the more the demand for Bitcoin goes up or down. Please mute your mic if you're just joining. Please mute your mic. So the more the demand for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency goes up, the more value it goes up. So it's basically pure economics. Now we have referred to the solid privacy protection, which has to do with the first three options has to do with the security behind it, the technology behind cryptocurrency, which is blockchain technology. It's like what refers to the security behind it. At the same time, is what provides this value. It's has the fixed supply feature in it. It also has what we call an anonymous feature in it, because this kind of money, it's not the normal way money is being used, normal way it is being done. Now, one of the ways I could explain the works of this, please, if you're joining, kindly mute yourselves. Sorry. Okay. One of the best ways I could explain this very well, if you are using a Google Chrome on your phone right now, if you're using a Google Chrome on your phone, you are using a sophisticated kind of cryptography already, because what cryptography does is basically two things. Number one thing cryptography does is that it protects your information, like securing your information, keeping it afloat, like hiding information not to be known. So when you're putting your details, your secret details on websites, you see something like HTTPS, you'll be like, it's secured. Now that's one of the functions of cryptography. So it's anonymous. It provides anonymity. Now, for cryptocurrency, when you do transaction in cryptocurrency, the only thing you could see is hash code are moving from one person to another, but you are not going to see like this particular thing that I transferred money in so person's name. You won't see anything like that. So that anonymity is there. Now, it also has been a cheaper and faster method than traditional electronic transactions. So sometimes you could do transactions with your banking systems, and yet the transfer has to reflect on the person. Sometimes 2 days, 3 days. That's to show the error in the banking system, but it's so cheap and fast doing that with cryptocurrency. And with the way and what we've seen in cryptocurrency, it has broken conventional financial barriers where we see outrageous percentage gains. That's why experts all over the world have unanimously agreed that the next set of multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires ain't going to be coming from the space of oil and gas any longer, but they're going to be coming from the space of blockchain technology, smart contracts, and digital currencies. And that is the era we are in. So this is cryptocurrency, and I just told us a bit on how it is revolutionizing the world of money. Now, I'll say hello to Bitcoin. Bitcoin happens to be the first digital decentralized currency in existence, introduced into the world in 2009, immediately after the global financial economic crash of 2008. And Bitcoin can be sent between individuals without a third party. So without the banks being involved, without the third party being involved, you send Bitcoin to anybody in the world. It is the first. Bitcoins can be traded anywhere in the world. It can be stored in a digital wallet in your mobile device, and you can send it like an email. So just the way you store something in a mobile device, you can just send it like an email. You can purchase anything with Bitcoin from thousands of merchants all over the world. And Bitcoin ensures financial freedom by giving financial power back to the people. So you can trade Bitcoin anywhere in the world. You can purchase anything with it. There are merchants online. You can use Bitcoin to buy things from their stores. You can buy from the shops. If you're a member of 4Counts, you can go to buy now.cf You can use Bitcoin to buy and shop for goods and services on that site already. The e-commerce site is already working. So if you're a member of Forum, you can test that. You can purchase anything with Bitcoin from a lot of markets all over the world are accepting Bitcoin. So many persons are accepting it as payment for services, as payment for what they do. So now welcome to the rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Now, talking about the rise of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and how they move over time. Now, Bitcoin was introduced in 2009 at a rate of 0.003 cents, with a total supply of only 21 million pieces. And by 2011, it rose to $1, which is 2 years later. So, if you're in Nigeria, with 1,000 naira, 125 naira. So with 1,125 naira, you would have been able to afford 1,000 bitcoins as of 2009. And 2 years later, with 1,125 naira, one bitcoin getting to $1, you would have made 365,000 naira, depending on the value of Bitcoin as at that time. You would have earned that range. Now, and it's crossed $100, and currently we are having Bitcoin around $8,000 as of the time of me doing this presentation and talking with you. That's leaving us with over a 260,000 price value increase over the past 10 years. This has turned ordinary folks into multimillionaires. So and guess what? When I heard about the cryptocurrencies, and then and I heard of this a couple of years. I think this was 2016, if I'm not mistaken. When I got involved with Zafon, then I made about 21 bitcoins, 27 bitcoins to be precise, and I made a lot of mistakes. I lost a lot of the bitcoins, but the bitcoins that were left with me as of the time of the cryptocurrency market going way up high. I know how much I made during the surge of 2017. Now, and after Bitcoin came various other cryptocurrency, and we can take a look at some of them. We have Ethereum. Ethereum rose from $1 August 2015 and got to $1,377 all-time high by January 2018. That is a 137,000% gain. I'm so grateful to God and thank God for Forum, because Forum was one of the best things that ever happened in the cryptocurrency space, and Forum had to tell us to invest in Ethereum. So when Forum came into Ethereum, we were being told that Ethereum is going to cross $700, but we saw it cross beyond $700 to $1,377. And as of then, I did 5 Ethereum, and that 5 Ethereum was to give me 10 Ethereum based on Forum trading time. So I had a couple of Ethereums due to Forum trading analysis, and that's super amazing. So if you are on this Zoom, you're a member of Forum, you heard Forum talking about minus point, you have the same chance within on the next 12 months to make amazing gain returns on your investments. There will be a huge surge for that cryptocurrency. Now we have NEO. NEO rose from about 18 cents in September 2016, which is a year after Ethereum was kicked off, to about $200 in January 2018, which is a 106,000%. 106,000% gain. Believe me, or should I ask you the question, is there any financial investment instrument in the world that can give you such returns within such time frame? Is there any? I bet you there's none right there right now. The digital currency space can make you very rich overnight over time. I repeat, it can make you very rich overnight over time. I didn't say overnight, I said overnight over time. It's not a get rich quick thing, but you can get rich quick with cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. But there are a lot of risks that are involved in this, and we have a lot of people saying a lot of things about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies, and negative things. They have a lot of mindsets, and because of the risks involved. But the truth is, if you understand the tricks of the trade and know how to wangle around these risks and minimize these risks, you are going to enjoy your game. You're going to enjoy yourself so much in this space. Now, there are three major risks I've identified that are involved in this space of digital currencies and cryptocurrencies. Number one, which is very, very paramount, is the volatility. Now, the volatility whereby you see a coin getting to 206,000%, like I just showed us, and you just see the next day it drops to nothing, it drops to like minus 1,000%. You see a coin that goes to $200,000 drop to $5,000. It's like, how? Why? The truth is, this is pure economics. Just like I made us understand, what moves this is a function of demand and supply, because money is no longer, has actually not been what we actually see, feel, and touch. Money has actually been what we determine it to be. Money actually been what humans have chosen it to be, and that is what money has been evolving over time, because we are the ones that decide money. Because even we had some people who in the commodity age were using stones as money. We had communities using stones as money, what we believe it to be. So when the demand and supply of a particular cryptocurrency goes up and down, there's bound volatility has to be. It's a community-based thing. Now, volatility is there, but see, the sweetness of cryptocurrency is even in its volatility, and it is, if you understand the trade very well, you will make it. You will make it beyond your wildest dream. See, I am making money in cryptocurrency, in digital currency, from its volatility. Even when the market is like the deep, is going deep. Those who understand this, they are still making money. And that's what I want to make every single one of you who is watching this video right now. I want you to have that mindset. If you get involved in cryptocurrency, the volatility of cryptocurrency is the sweetness. And if you understand the sweetness, you can make your financial life sweeter. Now, number two is the cyber fraud risk. This is very important because this has to do with security. Just like I had a couple of thousands of electronium. I was among the people who got involved in electronium at ICU then, and a couple of more. I think I had about 50,000 electronium or so. So I made a lot of money when I sold some. I was already in profit, and I barely used about $200 to buy this electronium. Now, when electronium did a surge, it did go up in value to a certain level, a few cents. Now, I abandoned my electronium for a couple of months. When I checked the wallet, I discovered that every single damn electronium was missing. I had to wash my face to be sure. Every single thing zap. That means somebody had hacked it. So there is a lot of fraud going on in the space of cryptocurrency. There are people frauding people, telling them they are miners, that they are not miners, and they're taking people's money. There are people coming up with serious softwares, hacking. They're just trying to difference. A lot of cyber risks involved, and you have to be very, very security conscious, because in dealing in cryptocurrency is like having your bank account and being very careful. In cryptocurrency, you are your own bank. You are responsible for your security. It is very, very important. Have that beside you. So I'm going to take a series on training on this security aspect as time goes. Then finally, we have the regulatory and compliance risks. This has to do with a lot of crypto institutions, and blockchain institutions. They might have a good intention, but they need to work on having a regulatory and compliance and working on the regulations of the governments of the country where they're residing, or compliance basis, except they don't have a physical office running. Once they have a physical office running, they have to take care of this, because most governments are against this. Although a lot of governments are waking up to it right now. We have countries like Denmark, Germany, we have Japan. They are waking up to the space of digital currencies right now. It's amazing. It's good, but a lot of them are still finding ways to see how they can fix taxation into this. They're trying to see how they could achieve that. Now, those are the risks involved, but if you understand this, you'll be able to avoid these risks. Now, let's go to how I wrote here 6 ways you can start making money in digital currency. There are so many ways you make money in digital currency, and like there are so many. Over time, I've learned. I'm reading every single day. I'm still reading. I'm learning. So there are so many ways to make money in digital currency. Like I can take a day to be breaking down each of these segments, each of these 6 ways, and even go further in different ways. But let's just deal on this. First of all, there are micro tax jobs and process. With micro tax, there are some things where some sites whereby you can do little tax online. You can be assigned maybe to write an email or to to fill a survey, and you get paid in digital currencies. There are social sites that you get jobs in digital currencies and you get paid. You have for set as well. They have airdrops. Airdrops, these are micro packs. These things, but the truth is that these things, they are time consuming and they pay very, very minimal. That's why I use the word micro. They pay very, very minimal amount of these currencies. Then we have content creation. There's a growing need of content creators in the space of digital currencies and the space of blockchain. So that's why I did a bracket of writing, specifically writers. And one of the examples, you could go to Coinality. You can just type Coinality. Coinality is a website whereby a lot of jobs are being posted for those who are content creators, those who are writers, those who are freelancers. You see a lot of jobs even connected to Upwork as well. You can also go on Upwork as well, link up on Upwork, and if you are good in this space, you can make a lot of money. Some people make an average of from $30 to $50 each 1,000 words, each 1,000 words. So imagine writing a couple of words every single week, and how much you could possibly make in a month just from this digital currencies. Now we have affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is like promoting the goods, products, or services of a particular company, of a particular project, and being rewarded incentive for that. A lot of people do this for a lot of cryptocurrency projects that are needing, in fact, everything worldwide that is solving the problems of people out there, every goods and services out there right now needs a marketer, needs someone to take it out. So incentives most of these are incentivized with affiliate marketing. So with this, I've seen people who know nothing jack up. They don't know anything about cryptocurrency. They don't really know anything about blockchain, but they are very good marketers. They have a sphere of influence, and they're able to tap into and leverage on the influence they have. And in doing that and leveraging on the influence they have, they are able to create make so much money in affiliate marketing. We have crypto lending. Crypto lending has to do with whereby you're borrowing cryptocurrency. As the name implies, borrowing cryptocurrencies. Or there are two sites which I know of that does it. Bitbond. You can go to Bitbond. You can also go to Nexo. You can actually borrow cryptocurrency and earn on it and earn money. And Bitbond, they design it in a way whereby just like when you're borrowing money physically, there's some things you have to. I've forgotten what we call them, that you have to give or drop before you collect certain loans. The same way, there's a way it works in Bitcoin and Next. You can search about that. Then we have mining. Mining is huge. Mining is massive. There are various ways of mining, and right now, mining Bitcoin is like off the chart because is highly expensive and less productive. We only have only big processors are mining in Bitcoin right now. 60% of Bitcoin mining is currently in China. Or big. These are for big shots. But you can mine. There are a lot of altcoins you can mine. You can mine even from your PC. You can mine Zcash. You can mine Monero. You can mine Ethereum. I know how to mine Ethereum. I know how to mine Monero. I know how to mine Zcash. I think there's one other cryptocurrency that's escaping my mind. You can also mine. And also, there's even one of the most fantastic ways of mining right now. You can decide to there's what they call proof of mining, proof of stake form of mining, whereby you hold these coins in the wallet or exchange and you earn on it, whether you're owning your data or wasting your energy without light. That's proof of stake. And there are coins like Tron. You can earn on Tron via proof of stake. You can earn on Neo via proof of stake. You can earn on ZRX via proof of stake form of mining. Then we have trading of cryptocurrencies, which has to do with trading digital assets. You know what trading is: buying something which is low in price and selling it to make profit from difference. That is for the aspect of trading. That is one of the ways you could make money with digital currencies. That's I think so far.